Hello, my name is Creostix, and welcome back to Elden Ring, the New Game Plus version of the simulation of misery. Yes. Honestly, like, I would feel a lot better about this game if I wouldn't have to do this all over again, because the trick with the endings didn't work. I'm like, not in the mood. Not in the mood, like, at all. Like, come on. But so it goes. Show me what you're made of. Come on. Nice and steady. Bye. Right. Oh, sorry. I'm not really collecting items. I'm just like, it happened to be in my way. That's the long and short of it. Hi. Prepare to, like, just go. Thanks. Hi. Okay, cool. Beast liver, lovely. I suspect I can do the summon ashes because of the knight's cavalry just behind me. I suspect there's some sort of big ballista or catapult. Yep, there you go. Ow. See? That is a hit, though. Damn. That is accuracy, my dudes. Nice and, like, just ready, steady. Ugh. Here we are. And fingers, like, very many much crossed that I can actually just go through whatever's there. I suspect I need an item for a big lift or whatever, and I still cannot remember where that is.
Hey.
So then we'll have to do the Googles, which is a problem. All right, what you want? Surely I need a thing, right? Well, there's at least one of these. Like, I so hard cannot remember. That's the problem with New Game Plus runs with From games. They remove the key items, which then, like, it's so, like, where the hell did you get the thing for Grand Lift of Decadence 1400 hours ago? Like, Right. So, Google's Grand Lift of Dectus. And do I need to activate it? Elden Ring as look at both sides of the item. Once tarnished finds one half of it. Okay. Two halves of a medallion. Right, good, great. Like I remembered there was a medallion. Fort Hate, which is where? Really? I don't wanna. Oh my goodness, really? Really? Like about... Hold on. Yeah, Fort... Ah, man, I really hated Fort Faroth. That place sucks. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
Objection!
Greetings. Here we are once more.
Here we are once more. Harmo, thank you for the subscription of 28 months. For a hot second, I was like, my memory must be failing me, but it must have been a very quick month once again. Hi, welcome. Glad to have you here. Thank you again for the subscription. 28 months is a hell of a long time, and all of that makes all of this feel worth suffering through. That is for damn sure. All right, so what's like the quickest way to try and? I guess I could like just run through, go through Summon Water Village, or go to Third Church of Marika, and then go from there. Yeah, let's do that, probably. Yeah, sure. This month's internet pattern usually swiftly for me too. It seems so. God damn. Time flies when you're doing Elden Ring. Ah. Right. So yeah, I'm noticing the flaw I always run into with New Game Plus runs in FromSoft games, which I think is an honest, like really true flaw that I think they really keep making the same mistake, and apparently no one calls them out on it. So in New Game Plus in FromSoft games, you I mean, the map thing is new, so that's like, that is what it is. I don't mind really how the map works. That's fine in New Game Plus, but so you start off here, you get to keep your stats, your weapons, your, you know, Crimson Tier flasks, your spells, shields, equipment, all of that. But you do not get to keep whatever is quote-unquote a key. Which, on one hand, I can sorta kinda understand, but it runs into this problem. This game, even more so than previous Dark Souls games, but this game is littered with these, like, magical seals of get crystal key to get into this one bit in the open world, or get 2 halves of the medallion of the Griffin's whole of the ages, or whatever. And in my case, I've been grinding this game for 400 hours. And Medallion of Elevator, yes. I've been grinding this game for 400 hours. I got the 2 halves of the Medallion of the Elevator about 300 hours ago. And when you get them, in your, like, first playthrough of, like, organically playing the game, you run across them in, like, 2 random-ass locations on the map. That are not, like, the game doesn't make a number of, like, it's here! It, like, you basically just, like, oh, it's a thing, like, it's always a thing, and it's just, oh, you get a, like, it absolutely is impossible to know, to remember where the hell this stuff is. So if you actually want to effectively play New Game Plus, because let's face it, if you play New Game Plus, the difficulty curve is made such that it starts to get, like, genuinely challenging quite deep into the game. For better or for worse. I'm not complaining that it's easy in the beginning, but what I'm saying is, the players want to get pretty deep pretty quickly. And don't read too much into that. But therefore, the player has to Google, where the hell do I get the medallion halves of the elevator? And I think that's a second bit of medallion halves of the elevator, like, here. And there's, like, the crystal key of the seal of crystal key door key. And so on and so on. And that really doesn't fit into a game like this. Like, where it's in, like, the halves of the elevator medallion are in 2 such random-ass places. Like, they are fixed. I don't mean, like, that random. But they're not in, like, big main dungeon with big bad of the boo-bibli-boo. Like, it isn't, like, that's just not how it is. Like, the one half is in this Fort Farith, which, if I remember right, is just like a really deeply stupid, annoying bit of overpowered vampire bats, and I'm not sure it even had a named boss in there. And the other bit is like in some equally undescript location. Now, it's like how are you supposed to remember this stuff? Like it doesn't seem right to me. Like this approach seems very, very, very not okay. Oh well. Oh, it's one of the... should I take that? Whatever. Touch Grace, let's go. Hopla! I'm curious how a God Ray comes from the night, from a place where there is no Erd tree light, but maybe that's just me. No. I think there used to...
You there?
Why?
Could you help us out, Cully?
I don't remember meeting any of these NPCs. Like, I've met like 2 or 3 NPCs here that I...
You? Yeah, you there? Stop pretending you can't see me. Why won't anyone look me in the eye? I'm not that ugly, am I?
Are you a bush? Like this... I met like a random lady in the swamps who was like, I had a necklace stolen from me, could you... I'm like, we'll see.
Oi! You there? Could you help us out, Cully?
Okay, so how do you expect me to... Because the game is notorious for having glitched out hotspots for...
Yeah, you there?
For conversation.
Stop pretending you can't see me.
Like, I think it's here. Do I hit him? Like, what am I supposed to do?
Why won't anyone look me in the eye? I'm not that ugly, am I?
Really?
What'd you go and do that for?
Hi?
Oh, yes. I remember.
Do you?
Some clod turned me into a tree. You were just breaking the spell, weren't you?
Sure.
Thank you. The name's Bok. I was pushed out of the cave. Told not to come back. Not ever. Then I ended up as a tree. Lucky you came along, really.
So, go into a different cave? There's plenty. Like, they're literally like a couple of hundred.
Oh, what a shame. When they threw me out of the cave, they took everything I owned.
You have a
so
good
this
hat.
is all I have to express my thanks. I hope you can forgive me.
Mushroom. 10 mushrooms.
Or, well, if you can afford to wait for a while, I could sneak back into the cave and bring back something of actual value. Well, then I'd be of some real use to you, I reckon. Right, but I'm frightened. My knees start knocking, just thinking about that god-awful cave on the shore.
Chances are I've seen it, but, you know.
Right.
Alright, fine. Okay, so I think it's through this road. Hello, Scarab. Hello, you. Come on. Team plays. Just nice and easy. Haha. Bye. Right. Where was I? Yes, we are all big fans of the repeating thrust, but it's important in life to only use repeating thrust in private. Or, well, in private with, like, usually with one companion, but point being, if you do repeating thrust in, like, a public setting, you could end up in trouble, so... Right. So, forest. And then east from there, or something? Yeah, sure. I think I'll teleport through the thing next to the third church of Marika and then go south from there. And then try to reach the fort place from that. I think that's the plan. That makes me the man with a plan. And that'll somehow work. I don't know why I did that. I had an inkling. I've been collecting a lot of bone shards or bones in my previous playthrough, so I just, you know... Although I should probably just, like, you know, buy my arrows these days. Okay, it was somewhere near here is where it was. Alright. Okay, memory. Aha! Nice and easy. Grail's Dragon Barrow. Oh, that boy. That boy was one of the hardest bosses for me in the entire game. I actually couldn't do it legit. Like, I had to just arrow shoot my way through it, like, from the door. Like, that boy was bad news. I just couldn't do it. Until I, until the moment I found a good level grind spot, but that was way later, so, like, you know, that's what I'm trying to get across. Alright, concentrates there, grab a horse. Let's maybe not aggro the angel boy, or whatever those are called. There's kind of like two different equally bad ways of getting through this. Like, one's a dragon and one's... Let's be brave. Let's take the dragon. Let's go. Or go through the dragon, rather. It should spawn right... There you are. Let's go! Let's go say hi to a friend. This one I killed absolutely legit. Like, with like a pretty low level character too. I'm pretty proud about that one. Hi. I'm just passing through. Don't mind me. Just... Bye. Nice and easy. Oh, hello. I'm pretty sure the dragon should de-aggro about now. Jesus. Right. Also, this Earth Tree avatar was pretty bad news, so let's just keep moving. Alright, how far? Yeah, not super far. Cool. We're doing the progress. Let's not. Those spears can sometimes just sneak up on you. That is a big scarab. Hi. fine. It's fine. Just deep breaths. Deep breaths. It's gonna be okay. Nice and easy. This is totally normal and fine. We'll just go through the thing. Also, I have no idea why my stats are like cursed. I'd love to, like, is there like a dragon roar that does that, or what? Alright, what's with the... Ooh! Ah! I see. Need to... So like a hard right. Okay. This is gonna be... It's gonna be okay. We're just gonna do a hard little jog through some dragons. And this... Oh, Jesus. This is totally gonna work out. Oh, boy. Hi. Man, what I would give for a mini-map right now. Oh, wait. West. Sorry, east. Hello. Oh, there might be a tiny drop right through the... Aha! Don't mind me, I'm just doing my thing. Oh, boy. Huh? There we go. See? It was simplicity itself. Also, it's still aggroing me, so that's nice. Okay, so Fort... Wait, what? Wait, so it is up there. Man, my sense of direction is going places today. Yeah, it is up there. Let's just drop the thing there. Let's go. Wait, maybe a waypoint would be the good idea here. All right, let's go. I see it. Cool. Hi. I'm just passing. It's all fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Nothing to see here. Aha. Right. So apparently in here there should be the one half of the medallion. Also, I have no... Ah, now the stat debuff went away. Right. So this place, if I remember right, this place sucks so bad. Luckily, I have at least this guy, so I can maybe just... Because the vampire bats here do like a grab attack from air straight down, so you can't, like, you know, block it or hit against it. And when they do that, they do like... I estimate I have like just 2,000 life. I think the grab attack does like 1,600 damage. It's like absolute madness. Like, it's just like, what on earth is going on? Alright. So now we just like... Oh yeah, and the toxic clouds and this is all just great. You do you! I believe in you! Like, yeah, I hate these bats so hard. Like, they... Why are you here? Go there! Alright, how's my toxic thing? Poison... I think it's all this one. Yeah, cool. Let's go. Hello? Don't mind me. Remember when lock-on was actually a lock-on? That was great. And again, that's like the maximum, that's the maximum upgraded polybow with 99 stats. Like, the range damage in this game is just bonkers pathetic. Like, Sweet Jesus. Right. Anyway. Man, I hope I find it easily because I have no idea where to look. Go team! See, I believe in my summon. Right. Hello? Aha! Lovely. Okay, the second half is in... the Beast Crest Heater Knight, top of the rampart. Right, okay, so I think that means here. Yes, I believe that. Cool. So we go there, and we go. See, we're doing actual progress. This is like lightning speed Elden Ring. It's great. Oh, and I did find out that the method for doing all of the endings in one achievement, it hasn't been patched out, or at least it is doable in some way. I don't know if it's console type specific, like if it's doable on Series X or if it's not, but people still have gotten it with that method after it failed for me. Whatever that means. So. Let's go. Nice and smooth. I'm really wondering how I missed those NPCs the first time around, though. Yeah, the girl in the swamp who was like, my necklace got stolen and Ravager, blah blah blah. And then the kind of like Castlevania armor-looking character whose servant got killed. I didn't meet him there in my first go either. And then Bok. I spent so much time like nearby that area that I'm baffled that Bok never like yelled to me. Like, what's with, like, did I just find the did I find the cave like too early, or what's going on there? Yeah, I mean, I probably can make it, but I really don't like these. Ugh. The fall damage is really, really finicky, because sometimes it's like a set death wall, like regardless of how far or close it is. It's kind of weird. Right, here. So apparently there's like an actual boss fight in here. So. Hi. Alright, let's do some... That's 2. You take a hint and a hit. I'm just trying to break his stance. Oh, hi! That's nice of you to stop by. Cool. So. Anyway. Alright, so Ooh. Oh, hi, it's one of those things. Man, remember when lock-on was a lock-on? Alright. Like, one of my pet peeves will always be that the bow lock-on is so bad these days. Like, it wasn't perfect in previous Dark Souls games, but it still usually made sense. When you locked onto an enemy, you tended to hit it when you shot. Like, there was... I think some could dodge roll and do like a dodge move, like specifically for that purpose, but in this one, it's literally like if they so much as reach for one pack of like gum in their pocket while you're locked on, the arrow immediately misses. It's just like, ah, come on. Please. Throw me a bone here. Right. I don't think that was the one, but we'll see. Let's just, because I'm kind of like still ballparking where the medallion is, but somewhere in here I think it is. Hello? Haha! Yes, excellent. Good show. Yes. Now we go here, and it, in all hopefulness, it should work, and then we can go and do some more bosses. Though I have no clue where do I get the other halves of the next bit though, because the separate the grand lift of Rold or whatever it was. All things considered though, I think I took like 12 minutes to find the two halves of the medallions and come back here. I don't know if I should be proud of that, but I think it's not terrible. I always wonder in video games, like, they have these, like, ancient and, like, just these, like, turning into rubble ruins everywhere, but it just so happens that the all-important big thing that's gonna take you from A to B, like this huge mechanical elevator and whatever, that happens to work. Just so luckily. I don't mind, I just find it, like, an interesting thing, you know? In my, like, early, like, 360 era, when I started, like, playing more and more games again, I kind of, like, found it interesting how it felt like you're going just at the, like, you're reaching these places right at the very last gasp of this infrastructure still holding up, and it almost, or either does, break just behind you, like, ah, you just made it, you know? I find it interesting sometimes, or I did at least. Alright, I think I should take these out before I go further. Also, I don't see, I don't remember if there's a grace in here or no. I mean, there is one somewhere, surely, but, like, in the immediate vicinity. No, don't see one. Cool. That's one. And the next one. That had a lot of armor on that. The shins weren't open, so I think I missed like an opening in the torso, but we got through. Through is important. Right, so I think the game will maybe hopefully let me go into the capital, because I killed 2 of the big bads already. But yeah, the big lift beyond that, I have no idea. Although there's a couple of bosses in the capital anyway I think I have to kill, so that's... we can worry about that a little bit later with the lift again. Ooh! I think that's one of the nomad boys. Or... oh, sorry. It's just a dead bonfire. Sorry. I was wondering, I didn't remember seeing one here before. Cool. Alright. I'm really, really itching for a grace, though. Yeah, no hurry with, like, you know, getting me into a... I'm sure I just missed one. Anyway, I'll just, I think I can manage to get through via here anyway. Nice and easy. Right. Oh, there's a... Oh! Was this always here? Sure. Well, let's do this then. Come on. I think it was always there, it's just, it's been a bit. I actually had an interesting fight with one of these atop Mount Grimnir. I didn't like it super much because I found the area of effect spells really cheap. But beyond that, I think it was an interesting challenge nonetheless, though. Like, it was by no means the worst boss fight I had in this one. It did require some skill, which I found was a refreshingly interesting take. Because Elden Ring boss fights I find not too often require skill, it's just a hard numbers game, which I don't think is very good. Or that you have ranged magic, that's the other one. Like, otherwise so many of the bosses are all about just getting distance in between you and them, like they escape from you and do all of this AoE BS, it's not super interesting. Anyway. Touching Grace while the boss health bar is still going. That's interesting. We all do the things we do for the first time one day. Right. Oh, well, I don't really need to pick these up by this force of habit. Alright, let's go. I'm not wearing my perfect set of medallions. I'm kind of like, I'm still collecting souls just in case I need to grind up my stats for... Oh, hello. Listen, you, I'm busy. Yes. So, listen, right. Get it out of your system. Just show me the knee. Nice and good. I did block that, which I do find slightly BS, but I don't know. It's the game for you. No hurry. Yeah. Right. Well, I really don't want to say much about the difficulty because I don't want it to be too difficult. And also, if things go the way they did before, which I think they will, I will then need to do this New Game Plus Plus playthrough as well. So, it's not exactly my idea of fun, but, you know, I'm committed, so let's go, you know? I honestly don't remember what are the ways to go in places. Apparently not this. I really don't remember how I got in the place the first time around. Well, I guess we go there then. Like, I guess it could be there. That sounds not horrible. Let's try. Alright. I have my suspicions about that one, but I just let's see what it, because I don't remember how one enters the capital. Like, at all. If anyone remembers, I'm all ears. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, no. I guess that's my next try, right? So, okay, so just go north and then east. I don't remember if it's through one of the caves or how the hell did this work again. Well, let's just hope that we remember it for when on the third time around. Whoa. Interesting. Alright, so up here. Nice and smooth. And no enemies ever came across his way again. And everyone lived happily ever after and he reached an ending. Yes. That's the story of Elden Ring, really. If you really look into the lore, that's like the deep cut between the lines, true story lore ending. Like all of this is just like an illusion in your mind's eye. Yes.
I see thee, little tarnished,
Oh, it's Simon Templeman.
smoldering with that wretched flame of ambition.
Cool. So I take that as a. Oh yeah. I think this is the way. Yeah. I think so. I do still maybe think that the world is a little too big for its own good, in that when you don't like just run through the whole thing, it gets quite samey in that the grassland area is really big and a lot of the same, and this area is also quite big and a lot of the same. Like, it would be a lot more impactful if it was a tiny bit more tight. Like, it's one of those cases where the world is a tiny touch bigger than it needs to be, in ways that it becomes slightly less interesting to explore as well. Not in like a horrible sense, mind you, but it still bothered me on my first go because I was like, I wanted to try and go through the game with like a, you know, oh boy, evasive maneuvers. Happy thoughts. Nice and easy. Hi. Right. Don't mind me, I'm just pressing buttons. That is a tank. Also, that is an... Ouch. I think when that hits, that hurts, yeah. Now we're getting into a bit of a difficult spot, though, that's for sure. Again, it's like AoE lightning that you can't really go away from, or dodge, or block. Which I think the definition of that would be cheap and lazy, but maybe I'm just thinking again. Alright. Very much unimpressed by that. Like, again, it's an interesting start, but then it goes into, hey, let's fill the screen with lightning magic. And that's kind of my problem with many of the bosses, and almost all of them in this one. It's very few of them are swordsmanship, read the, like, movements, and then maneuver against those movements, which I think is what the best boss fights of, for example, Dark Souls, well, 1 and 2 are kind of like that. You need to, like, read how the hands are coming down, how it's maneuvering, and then just do, like, melee against melee like a man or a woman, you know? And instead, or, you know, in any case, and in here it's a lot of boss flies away, boss runs away, boss fills all of the screen with magic AoE damage of either gravity damage or other magic whatever, or red lightning damage, or, well, fire, but honestly, fire is often the least of its problems. And then, just, like, other magic light damage. It just fills the screen, and it's just like, numbers happened. And it's so super uninteresting as a boss fight. It's just like, do you have enough numbers to go through it? Yes or no? And that's all it is. It's like, ugh. Like, it's so uninteresting. Like, it's deeply, deeply lazy and stupid. I don't get it. Like, this, like, I am not joking. While I don't, like, I don't hate this game. I know the description may say so, but I am not even a little bit joking. I am absolutely serious, and I feel like I'm quite well-founded in my opinion of this. I think from Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and then this has, by leaps and bounds, the worst boss fights. And I'm not even talking about the repetition of the multiple, like, smaller boss fights. That's not even what I'm talking about. That bothers me as well. But the big, impactful boss fights, so many of them are what I just described. And that is so lazy. And so not interesting to fight. It's just like you run against the light that fills the screen. Like, it's just like, oh, great. And then you just, well, maybe I hold a shield up against the light, or maybe I time a dodge against the light and see if the light feels like not damaging me. Like, it's, and it's all that. Or that, and the boss flies away and then comes back later, and just... It's just... And I don't mean like hours later, I mean like a dragon or some such that just like flies away, stays away, swoops in, stays away again. Like the double-headed dragon was, I think, really stupid in that way. And the Elden beast as well. I think like the boss fights are very, very underwhelming and kind of bad in this one. I liked the Code Vein boss fights more than this. Like, these are actually bad, and somehow I seem to live in a different reality than all of the rest of the world on even this point. Because I think... I think people can probably agree with me with the, like, repetition issue and so on, but... I have not seen a single opinion saying that the boss fights are garbage in this one, and I'm just baffled, like, how do you not see that? Or how... I'd love to hear an actually detailed opinion on why they think the boss fights in this one are actually good. Or great, or even better than from previous From games. Because I think they are, like, I'm sorry, but they're kind of lazy and mostly less than average. Like, in From quality. Like, it just isn't good. I don't feel they're, like, worth much, like, talking about beyond that. I don't remember if he's aggro at me, so let's just see what happens. Hello. Right. Ooh, door. Right, yeah, going into this isn't that... Hi!
My utmost thanks.
Go for it.
bringing here, and
Face
thus
of
I
the-
shall farewell. I
Farewell.
shall leave. I wish you luck.
Bye.
You have. I
Bye.
have no.
Bye, bye. Yes, bye. Have a good one. Let's go. Let's hope I don't just, like, fall down a pit or something, but... Lanedal Royal Capital. Let's go. I think that door is not from this side. Yes. I didn't even realize before that that trumpet sound is actually from the enemies and it's not like a background music thing. That. I didn't notice that before. That's fun. Hello. Those actually throw a pretty badass bubble projectile if you let them gang up on you, so let's just not do that. Nope. And it's a big bad. Hopla! I think that's one of those not very moving statues, right? There you go. Yeah. I don't remember which way is the... Hi. Which way is the great way to go, so let's just see what we can see. Ah. Man, these are really bad news in that one bit of, like, Hallig tree branches. Like, that area is really bad because of these bad boys. Like, they're like strong versions of these, and they hurt. They be a bad day. Okay. Yes? There's a lot of, like, going in circles here, but I believe... Yeah, I made a full circle. Cool. Great. Okay, so... Oh, hello. Accidental elevator. Hi. I prefer to not wait for you to aggro on me. I'll just, Oh, it's one of the perfumers. Those are actually I actually had a bunch of trouble from those in the first playthrough. I do not remember a violin player from there. Also, it is an enemy, so apparently I shouldn't remember it too well. I probably just went in and attacked, and that's that. Or went in, it aggroed against me, and then... Well then. That was a professional hit right there. There we are. Hi! There you go. Alright, what are we doing? Apparently this is what we're doing. Right. Hello! Right. Okay, cool. Yeah. Care to do a combat? Why are your people awake? I don't know. I'm very often awake at night, which is my curse in life. That's kind of how I apparently roll. But I hope you've been doing well, Falky, and I hope it's been all good all the time as much as it can be. Yes. In my case, this game hates me and I hate the game, but that's normal. I think that's just fine. Right. Come on. Man, if I could remember which way to go. Yeah. That would be great. Hi. Yes. I say. What's up with my guy violin? Hi? Everyone's a critic, you know, that's just how life goes. The violinist was doing a concerto for a smithing stone 6. I can relate. Okay, and this again goes back to not much. I probably can't easily get back up there, huh? There you are. Okay, yeah, I do not remember where anything is. This seems like not a horrible idea, but I do remember that bow boy being a bad day. So could you just, like, maybe come to me instead? Alright, come on. Well, don't do that. That's unsportsmanlike. Ow. That's what I mean. The bow that doesn't do friendly fire and goes through the enemies and hits me. I believe that would be a design flaw of hit detection. But probably by you know, by design, and therefore it being cheap BS. Yeah, that is not okay. That also did not, I think, used to be the case. I think they used to be capable of hitting friendly fire, and now they cannot. In, like, previous Dark Souls games. I think that is just a middle finger against players. Just to make a worse game. I don't think that's a good idea. Anyway. Yes. There we are. I honestly don't know if this is even the right way to go. I'm just like... I vaguely remember these bits of world, but I don't remember how they connect. It's just way too... I don't know. Like, I know some of these are just like a big-ass dead end for no good reason, so... there's one of those lion boys. I don't think this is... Okay, hold on. I think this is more like it. Here? Well, it seems more straightforward, but I don't know. I have this memory of, like, this one grace in the middle of a set of stairs, but I don't think it's this one either. I guess I can try the door and such, but I have my doubts here. Yeah, nope, door does nothing. Right. Man. So what do these do? I think there's more than one thing here, but maybe I can just kill you and just get on with it. Man, that bleed resistance is bonkers. Oh, there you go. There's the other one. I remember two enemies here. That's something. There's a ladder down. Not sure that's where I want to go either. Like, I feel like there should be a staircase basically still up from here, and then that's like the... I don't know. I don't know. I guess I could just Google, like, you know, where and how does the place go, but let's just see. Right. The good news is I haven't found a single grace here yet, so that's a bit of a bummer. Which one would think I'd remember, like, at least one, but so it goes. Alright, let's think. Yep, that's how trouble happens. Right. Take two. Maybe it was like straight down from one of these? Aha! Yes, here we are. Alright, this is gonna be my, like, big hub for a while. Well, I'm in Royal Capital, so, like, Capital of Ash is like when I burn the Erd Tree, so we're in the same place, though, yes. And if I cannot remember for the life of me, like, a quick way to get through this place, so we're gonna need some patience. But hi, Iron Imp, and how is things? I hope they are good. Ah, jeez. I don't know if this is the best way, because I think there's like a couple of knights about here. And this one. See? Told ya. Also, the measure of a knight is the fact that they can hit through a corner of a wall. That's quite something. Ugh. Alright. See, I can't. It just stops there like a champ. Here. Alright. I don't think I needed to, like, climb the dragon or whatever. I think that's just like a set dressing. It's impressive set dressing, but still. Like, I don't think this leads to anything. Keeping on, had some fuss, but I've been doing a fun book series. Oh, cool. Book series enjoyment is important. I've been going through the Witcher books. I'm like in the second to last. I think they are decently, like, I think it's an curious case. I'm not sure if they are quite as good books as they may have, like, reputation of being. But they're still okay enough page turners if you're interested in the Witcher, you know, concept. You know, like how does Geralt go? You know? If that's interesting, then there's definitely stuff there for you. Do not remember if I need to go into the sewers. Recommendation from my internet friend, I have the Dungeon Core Call series a go. Not high art, but it's solid sci-fi fantasy weirdness. Alright, good, yeah. Yeah, not like high art is, you know, that's what whatever we wanna, you know. Not everything has to be, that's for sure. Like, I have not probably read too many high art books. I guess some of the Tolkien stuff might qualify, but that's about it. Man, I hope I get a handle on this place decently quickly, in that then I can just go through it in the New Game Plus. Because I am very lost. Saying higher this ends up putting some airs, but I like my Camus and Kafka. Yeah, that's true. I also wouldn't like how what qualifies as high art and all that. Like that's a question on its own for sure. But I think I get what you mean though. Yeah. But yeah, like I find like without going too much, like I'm not gonna do like story spoilers from the Witcher books, but I do find sometimes that the Witcher books, at least so far, like they're a lot classic. Let's say that's less pretentious. Yeah. The Witcher books, like I don't know what I really expected. I thought I honestly I'm not even sure, but. Especially like after the short stories, like the short story books are maybe the best stuff that they have to offer, I think so far at least. Because after the short story books, the books are mostly about, like the positive stuff is Geralt meeting, you know, a friendly character here and there that's like decently fun to be around at times. Like that's the plus sides of like when it's okay. But I find that like this might just be me and my simpleton brain, right? But like when I started reading about like okay, there's like a book about, you know, Geralt of Rivia, this you know renowned super great swordsman, you know, legendary monster hunter. I'm not saying that I want a book that's all about like sword fighting descriptions, because like sword fighting descriptions in book form are kind of tough to read. Like they're rarely the best part of any book, right? Like that's not what I'm saying. And also just like, I killed a monster, and I killed a monster, and I killed a monster, is also not, that would get old very quickly. That's not what I'm saying, but I found that the Witcher books were a lot more, about, like, disempowering the character than I thought they would be. Like, very, very, very much of all of the books are basically about Geralt meeting forces that he cannot in any meaningful way tackle, and those forces take him into places. And then people are like mean to him. And that's like every book. Like, you know, he goes through a war-torn country, and soldiers catch him and hurt him, and they're mean to him, and take him to places. And then he meets like a different kind of a thing, and they move him into a different place, and they hurt him again, and so on. Like, he feels like he has very little agency in his own story, and I kind of find it sometimes frustrating. Like, it seems like he's just like walking through like as a non-player character through his own life and story, and I find it sometimes a little like it reads more as a book of me as a person with no abilities going through world and everyone being an asshole to me. And it's like, it feels like he doesn't do much. And I'm kind of frustrated by that at points. Like, just like people, like armies or other strong players in the world just take him to places, and that's it. And nothing else really happens. Sorry. Things happen, yes, but he's not like the big mover of those events. Like sometimes, like once or twice per book, he does actually get a sword fight where he, you know, disembowels a basic bandit, and that's that. But like beyond that, he doesn't like have agency of, like, on where he can go and what he can do. It's just like, okay, now there's too many people for me to fight, so now I can just put my sword away and walk with them for 200 pages while they're mean to me. Like, it's a little heavy on that, you know? Okay, I don't know where to go. I remember struggling the first time around too, like, this place is a maze where nowhere is the way to go. I remember being frustrated by this place then as well. Like, it's just like, you go to every place, you exhaust every place, and there's nothing to be done. Like, it could be a little more interesting, you know? Oh yay, grab attack. I still feel like the grab attacks are such BS in this one. It don't make any sense. Why they focus on it so much. Something I liked about gotta be interesting. No, the author's a bit of a silly grunt, but he took the story a bit different path. Yeah, he's not a big fan of the video games, and I think a big part of him not being a fan of those is, I think, like, I don't want to be a psychologist or anything, but I think a part of why he doesn't like the video games is because he didn't get too much money from them, at least in the beginning. Like, he sold the rights at a lump sum, and then he got grumpy because the video games made a lot of money and he didn't get like a percentage number of that, and he kind of seemed to resent that. Ah, man, I wonder how I actually get forward in this place. Made a bad bet. Yeah, and then he sued on that money later, still. Just because, you know, he felt like he could try. I don't know how it ended in the end. I don't think it was made public how that ended. Something light about Geralt in the video game was that even though he was a known hero to some, he sort of a migrant labor for a specialist job, which I thought was an interesting dynamic. Yeah, and like a lot of people hated him for his like, for what he was like, as for lack of a better term, as a member of a quote-unquote race. Well, it's not exactly the same thing, yeah. It's an interesting take that people need him, but people are just as happy to see us back when the job's done. Do you think that that common thread is better in the video games since he's more celebrated and literally hands-on? Ooh. Well, I think the books have a bit of a different take to it in the sense that the books don't really focus too much on people disliking Witchers. Like, there is that element. Like, there's the prejudice through some of, like, the literature within the world of the books. Like, that exists. But throughout most of the story, Witchers are not, like, hated or anything. Like, they're just, like, you know, monster slayers who have a reputation of being this or that, but it kind of isn't a big, meaningful part of the story further on, I find. Right. Alright, I might need to Google where to go. I'm out of ideas. Elden Ring Capital walkthrough or whatever.
Everyone is in the
Because I have just through the city. I have no idea how to go forward. I just reach walls everywhere and there's no way to go forward. Because I'm trying to get to the end as quickly as possible, and the game is... I remember hating the level design of the capital in the first time go around as well, because the level design is just like, everything's a wall, and there's no way to progress, fuck you. Like, oh, cool. I hope the video that I'm looking at, like, gets into the bonfire I did find, because this, it's not the Ashen Capital. It's not just ash dunes and go up. I don't think that's what I'm looking for. Like, this is the royal capital of Lanedell. Like, it's not the burnt up city yet. That's the problem. It's just the labyrinth of stone where you can't go anywhere. Anywhere. Alright, so I should probably then climb up the dragon. Yeah, okay, that's... yeah, okay, cool. Now I have an idea, maybe. Okay. Yeah. Bullshit level design is bullshit. Okay, sure. Yeah, it's nothing but dead ends, and I find this level design deeply frustrating. I don't think it's very good. Like, it reminds me in all the worst ways of Code Vein's level design. When it did the An Orlando bit, where everything looked the same. Like, literally, like, it was a literal copy-paste job of every, like a balcony and corridor, and it's just like, well, hope for the best. It was pretty terrible. Ooh, that's bad. Imagine doing New Game Plus Plus with these a-holes here. Oops. Joy. I really feel that the damage amount you do is so underwhelming in this game. It's horrible. Like, I'm not saying it should be at like super duper easy, but I have like literally the Bloodhound's Fang plus 10, which is the most like largest amount of damage greatswords, unless you start doing like a really weird level 400 build of with the Dark Moon greatswords. Sorry. So it's just like, what the hell are we doing? I honestly, I've only gotten worse and worse with my opinion on this game. Like, I also had a really, really bad case of the game would not let me get all 3 endings in one playthrough, which is a cheat that 90% of people have done and can do, but it didn't work for me, so I have to actually suffer through the game 3 times to get 3 endings, and I really don't wanna, but so it goes. Like, so basically, you've heard a lot of my issues with the game thus far. I'm even more and more annoyed by the fact that I do basically no damage. Like, I feel like I should be doing more damage with a 99-99 build with Bloodhound's Fang plus 10, which is the best sword in the game, one-handed, that's not a colossal sword. Like, the best great sword. And it's just like, I'm doing basically nothing. With a 99-99 strength dex build. And it's still such a pain to kill anything. But even more importantly, I mentioned, you might have not come around here, I think the boss fights in this game are proper terrible. I don't even mean, I mentioned before, I don't mean the repetition and the copy-pasting. I mean there are basically almost no good boss fights in this one. Almost all the boss fights are either, indeed, the copy-pasting, which is meh, but it's so much of no interesting swordsmanship or reading movements or moving against, like, melee attacks. It's just like, everything just jumps up and does an AoE magic attack that just fills the screen. Flies somewhere, flies away from you, so it always escapes from you, so you can't actually hit anything. It just like flies away, deep-a-deep-a-dee, swoons in, flies away, deep-a-deep-a-dee, and that's their boss fight. Elden Beast is like that. The double-headed dragon is like that. It's so just shit garbage. And it's all just, well, the boss fight is, okay, the screen fills with light, and that's its magic attack, and if you have enough numbers, you win. And that's all it is. Like, it's so bad. And there's almost nothing that actually goes outside of that formula. It's so bad. Like, the only ones that go outside of that formula in any meaningful way is, like, the gatekeeping boss before Stormvale Castle. That's, like, one that's okay. I like that one fine. And there's, like, nothing else. Everything else is, like, AoE magic, be it, like, fire, or red lightning, or random-ass white magic light, or this and this and that, and a couple of gimmick bosses to boot. And then just fly away from you, waste your time, and they only let you win if they choose to come close again. Like the double-headed dragon was so horrible with that. It just flied away, swooped in, and it only lets you win if it happened to stop near you. If it was like feeling like it. It was so horrible. And there's nothing, like, I can't think of any good boss fights in this game outside of the one I just mentioned. Like, it's so meh. I don't understand how people are, like, not bringing that up. Like, they're lazy and they're cheap and they're boring. Like, I want actual swordsmanship where you have to read some movements and read your dodge rolls to like a weapon that's moving around and coming at you and so on. Not just thing that looks like a combination of 7 eels and 4 heads, and it's like see-through and it flies like something. And then your screen filled with magic attack, like, ugh. And then that magic attack kills you if you have too little numbers, and then it doesn't kill you if you have enough numbers. You can't block it, you can't dodge it, fuck you, bye. And that's the boss fights of most of the game. It's so boring. So bad. I have no idea what, like, people are on about here. Godfrey was, like, not bad. I just basically found that he was mediocre in that it wasn't bad, but it didn't, like, stick to me. It's just like, oh, and then I killed him. Cool. Right. Hello. I'd love to actually do some damage, you know? Nothing does anything. I just tank everything for 4 days and then I finally win. It's just so... Oh, friendly fire for once. Arrows can't do friendly fire, which, you know, bad game design, but, you know, it's just so it goes. There we are. The bosses were hyper-aggressive combo chains with AoE or jump away until, like, the end boss. Yeah, and the jump away, I think, is bad game design, because if you don't do boss fights that cater to the notion of your players might have a melee build, then that's a bad boss fight. It needs to have that option. Like, it's the equivalent of playing Deus Ex, and you made a hacker character, and then you cannot go through a level unless you're trained in demolitions. Like, cool. Like, that's just not how a boss fight should work in any FromSoft game. If you have a fly-away boss, you need to delete that boss and start over. Like, that's just not a boss fight you should ever have. That is a design flaw and a mistake that should be removed cauterize the hard drive and go over and just start from scratch. Like, that's just a bad idea that should be removed with bleach. But yeah, I need to, like, I might do indeed a YouTube opinion piece of some sort about this. I still want to finish this whole thing before I do that. But, like, especially, like, it's probably not like a very, like, it's not in the zeitgeist as much as it was, so it's not gonna, like, get a lot of views and such, but I feel like I have to, because I don't see these opinions voiced in the conversation, like, in like a what's the word, like, meaningful way and in an actual, like, an intelligent, sensible, and real way, if you will, if that makes sense. On my second playthrough was a deck spell build so much easier. Oh, I don't doubt that. I've heard that spell builds basically have an easy mode in this one. I don't doubt that at all. I just don't do magic. I don't like it. I don't wanna. Like, it's just not the way I do these things, and I don't want to do sorry. I don't want to do magic builds. Like, I just want to do my sword and shield stuff and go have fun, and the game is like, fuck you, you don't get to. Like, I don't think I'll ever fully understand, like, how people consider this the best or even a really great game, but that's just me. I am the one who has these strange opinions. I can't force myself to like something, that's just what it is. But I feel like I'm compelled to try and finish this thing. Achievement-wise. Like, the only thing I'm missing is the endings. I have everything else in achievements. And in that, I'm missing 2 of the endings. Okay, I don't remember if this is the way. I'm gonna say maybe. It was the first Souls in 4 years and it was what I needed. Oh, no, like, that's what I mean. Like, it's... I'll probably never understand, like, the reasonings and so on, but there's nothing wrong in still liking it, if that's if that makes sense. Then if anyone, like, as long as people, you know, honestly enjoyed what they played, who am I to tell them that they're wrong? I'm just, like, saying that I probably won't ever understand, like, when I say I probably won't ever understand the people who super are into this one, I don't mean that in a metaphorical sense. I mean, I literally probably will not actually understand how that happens. I won't fully understand the perspective. Like, how this and this and this and this is what they were looking for. However, that doesn't mean that their perspective and opinion and feel of this game are wrong. You know? I simply, literally, am in a completely different categorical box, or in the outskirts of a categorically different box in terms of this game, and I'm just like baffled by the fawning praise. That's just where I am, because I am very much not into this. I think it's a good Soulsborne game, and all the Dark Souls games are at least great, and this kind of is a step down from any one of them in all the meaningful ways. Tightness of the level design, tightness of the combat, lock-on of the combat, the design of the boss fights, both in individual quality and in numerical quality, like all of it. Like all the important bits are just like, nah. Not into it. Let's take a quick increase to the heal just right there. Like, I guess I expected like a better Dark Souls Soulsborne game, and I think we got a worse one, but the scale of it is so big. Or something that well, I don't know. I've mentioned before how I feel that the reviewers just kind of were blinded by something and they didn't quite get a clear critical look. Or maybe I'm just being unreasonable. Put the effort in, but maybe too much bread, too little butter. Basically, yeah, that is a big part of it, yes. And I think with the enemy design... well, in both the enemy design and in the boss fight design, I think I have a theory of why both of them went into a step down than what they used to be. Because I think the enemy design itself is mostly just fine. However, it's really, really heavy on grab attacks, which are, again, unblockable. So you have to dodge them, and those were quite very rare in previous Dark Souls games. I think Dark Souls 2 is like 5 total, like not that many, you know? This one I think has 55, at least. And I think the reason is that FromSoft went with the design idea of we need to make this one harder. And that might have been the mistake, because with that idea, they added a huge focus on unblockable grab attacks, which are just annoying and time-consuming for the player, because it's like, ugh. And there's a lot of, you know, ranged dragon arrow or ranged catapult hits you in the eye and knocks you back 4 meters. There's a lot of that, you know? And then with the boss fights, I think the similar thing happened, where they wanted to make it harder, and it looks like they couldn't think of a way to make it harder in the way that I want it to be harder. Like how I want it to be harder is read movements, you know, hands, legs, maybe multiple hands, multiple legs, but still hands, legs, weapons, fists, kicks, something that you can react to in a sensible man-to-man or woman-to-woman fight, you know, in boss fights. And instead they went into, we need to make these harder, so let's fill the screen with magic attack. And then the magic attack does, like, damage while the whole screen is white with magic attack, like, And I think that is really, really, really where they went wrong. Sometimes it works, but everything feels like you're fighting Manus. Yes, that's kind of is often the case, yes. Like that Godric bit, that was fine. It just didn't stick with me because it's just like, damn, I'm hurting. It just did not stick with me because it just, you know, came and went. Hello. I'll just, you know. No hurry. Like, you know, magic attack. Like, I think those are not that interesting, you know? That's not even a bad one, but that's like the focus is so deep with those, you know? Like, that's not even that bad. That doesn't do a lot of damage. It's not like, but it's a pretty decent example of that's what they all are. It's like, okay, and then I can't go through the branches or whatever. None may enter the Erd tree. Alright. Then... Hi.
Hello again, old friend. Allow me
Old
a
friend,
moment
I've known you for
to
2.5
converse with
hours.
You were unable to enter the Erd tree. No? Prevented by the mantle of barbs. The thorns are impenetrable. A husk of the Erd tree's being that spurns all that exists without. The only way to stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord is to pass the thorns.
Like Jesus.
My purpose serves to aid in that very act. So I'd like you to undertake a new journey with me.
This is already
flame
the
of
second
ruin.
journey.
Far above the clouds, upon the snowy mountain tops of the giants. Then I can set the Erd tree aflame and guide you down the path to becoming Elden Lord.
Cool. Oh, at least she just gave me the for a hot second I was worried I'd have to just, you know, hunt down the second medallion. I guess I didn't remember where this was. So there we are. I feel as though they did a lot of things that had bosses deploying AoE spells where in the prior games it would be your window to attack. That's true as well, yeah. There's some staggering Sekiro style, but maybe not enough for melee characters. I think so. Also, I still haven't played Sekiro. It's still... The cheapest option for Sekiro for me is 35 euros. I don't have that kind of money to throw into a game I'm not sure I'll enjoy, because Sekiro... I've heard it's a lot of sneak past and kill these many enemies until you reach the very difficult boss fight, die and repeat. I'll one day try it, probably. And maybe I'll one day finish it too, but it'll take some time before I get to Sekiro, because I need to get really lucky on a really good, like, flea market deal, basically, to get that game. Because it is not going down in price. Okay, so...
I wish to journey to the flame of ruin then and guide you.
Right. The truest of the get goods from soft stuff. I basically heard that too, yeah. And from what I've seen, it seemed like it too. And I have my doubts I'd enjoy it because of that. Yeah. And RPG grinding is kind of my stubborn way of, you know, pushing my way slightly forward in these games. Ooh. I do not remember how do I reach that place. Alright, Google. Elden Ring reach lift of road. Alright. I don't want to just run all around this piece of workplace. I just want to go through. Oh, I see, okay. Yeah, I didn't remember that that thing was a place at all. So from Avenue, I feel like I tried that door at some point, but apparently I didn't. Alrighty. Also, oh, I have enough for a level up too. Cool. Just a quick second. Ba-ba-ba. If I reach like level 330, I might respec and make it into a 99 strength, 99 dex, and 99 intelligence build and see if the Dark Moon Blade has more damage overall then, because I think it might. But yeah, that's, yeah. Thanks, Ironim. That's about, yeah, where I need to go. I did not remember that this door would work now. Especially with this game, you never expect a huge door to actually open when you press something, you know? Because everything's a dead end. Hello. Still no horse. Let's go. Can I just, like, run past these? I don't wanna do. I don't wanna. Don't wanna, don't wanna, don't wanna. There we are. Bye. Haha. Did I do the Hallig tree bit in Melania? In the first playthrough, yeah. I thought the level design was... The challenge was interesting. I thought the ranged enemies were a little cheap, but I only died a couple of times in the branches, so... I guess it ended up being fine, but still. It was an interesting place. And the boss fight was... Well, I just kind of like powered through with my summon and then just hit her a bunch of times. It was fine. Like, I don't think I died into any boss fights after... well, whenever was the last time I, like, meaningfully streamed this? So, like, any of the big ones I didn't die into, I think. Like, after Godfrey? No, not the... No, the... Oh! I died a bunch of times to the Mount Grimnir, like, baddie. Also, wait, was this here before? I don't remember a dragon arrow here. Right. I had the design lower down. The branches were a bit of an aimless tree of ash kind of descent. Yeah. Like, I felt like I got the reference and all, but... And it was an interesting visual, but I did find that it was... Again, the difficulty of the mob placement and such was more annoying than interesting. Again, didn't die to that level design than like twice, I think, but still. But yeah, I level grinded so hard and upgraded the Mimic Summon Ash to +10 that I don't think I died to a boss fight after the Mount Grimnir, like, mountaintop creature fight. That was a pretty tough one for me, and then I, like, grinded really hard when I got to the, thing. Was this where I needed to go? Hope so. Aha! Forbidden Lands. Two worst mini-bosses or bosses in the game for me were the Dragon Tree Sentinel, who was an evil bottleneck, and the Bell-Bearing Hunter. Oh! The Bell-Bearing Hunter actually... Oh, that's actually interesting. Because the Bell-Bearing Hunter, the first time I randomly met him, when I wasn't yet like an extremely leveled up boy, I think I had like the Dismounter plus, I don't know, 12 something. And decent amount of healing, but not like huge amounts yet. I randomly met the first version of the Bell-Bearing Hunter, I think here, in the Isolated Merchant Shack, or somewhere around here, I think it was. Or here. Either or. Like, it was like a shack in this red place. I actually found that boss really interesting the first time around. I think I randomly met the hardest version of it, and it really pushed me to my limit, and I still got it first try. I thought it was interesting because it didn't do AoE attacks. It had tricky but readable movements, and I actually managed to get into a rhythm of not easy, but manageable to try and tackle at least swordsmanship fight with it. And I'm glad you mentioned it, because that might have been my favorite boss fight in the whole game. The other two were much weaker, so they were like, but that one hit the exact sweet spot. Appears at the War Master Shack and the Isolated Merchant Shack, and then in about 2 Yeah. I think it's three-ish total, or 4, yeah. Three or 4 sounds about right. And it was a total surprise for me, and I got the hardest one. That was really, really interesting. I especially found it's a very, deceptively like a long-range melee fight when he has those long-range hits. But he doesn't really escape from you that much, so I feel like that's the fair bit. Like, you need to just have the bravery to go close and try to read what he's doing. I couldn't do it perfect by any means, but enough that I just got him through with all of my healing. I actually kind of liked it. Interestingly, I like that more than I like the knights with the, like, magical lizard tails. I think those are less interesting. If only that they are so much copy-pasted, but also I find them a little tiny bit less fun swordsmanship fights. Yeah, slow colossal weapons is... Yeah, that's a bad one. Especially, I think, before the... It was either the 1.02 or 1.04 or something. Or 1.2, 1.4. Before one of the patches, the colossal weapons were just crazy slow. I think they improved their speed a little tiny bit in a patch at some point. Right, but yeah, I need a quick bathroom break though, and the YouTube recording is reaching just 2 hours, so if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you've enjoyed. We've made progress. I think that's worth of a like and a subscribe, or a, oh well. But if you have enjoyed it, it would truly help, and I hope you have, and see you in the next bit. Haha, yes.